We're going to be taking a look at how to simply score a learning goal in Empower. It's not a difficult task. It shouldn't take very long, especially if you know exactly what you're going to score. All right, so let's get started. We're here at the high school website, and I'm going to take my cursor and hover over the staff drop-down menu. In that menu, about halfway down, I find the word Empower, and when I hover over it, a little drop-down window or a menu pops up to the right, and I am going to select Empower Login. All right, what you're going to want to do, the quickest, easiest way to log in is to sign in with Google by clicking the little red rectangle button here. It should list below who the current user is. You want to make sure too that that is your school issued account that you are logged into Google with and not your own personal one. Otherwise, it's not going to work for you. But go ahead and click that red button, and of course it's always going to want to make sure that you are allowing it to have offline access, and we'll click allow. That will come up each time you log in, and then you have to say which account you have. I'm going to simply click this particular account. You're going to click in using teachers, your teacher account. All right, so what I'm going to do, for the sake of making this look like high school, I am going to make sure that high school is selected over here as a location. And I have no classes for myself, but I'm going to pretend that I am Ryan Woodside. All right, and when I'm looking at this as Ryan would be, I can see each of the sections of the classes that he has attached to him using Infinite Campus. So for the sake of ease and simplicity, I'm going to use the Human Anatomy and Physiology class that he teaches here. Notice that as I hover my cursor over each section listed here, that a toolbar appears on the right-hand side. This toolbar is really important because it allows me to get to the different tools that I need for scoring. If for some reason my browser window was really narrow and I hovered over a section, notice I've got this little icon with the 3 dots. It's just saying, well, basically it doesn't have room to show the toolbar, but if I click on this, then those tools become available to me in a drop-down menu. But I'm going to stretch that back out. Okay, so I have my whole toolbar there. First, I'm going to decide what I'm going to grade here, and I am going to find my grading spreadsheet in this list of tools. It happens to be the second icon in from the left. Notice too that as I hover over each icon, it tells you what that icon will take you to if you click on it. I'm using the grading spreadsheet, so I'm going to click on that. So I've selected my grading spreadsheet. Notice up at the top it's listing my class or section here. If I wanted to, I could change this at any point. I don't have to go back to the main screen in order to change the course that I want to score for. But I will start by selecting the content area. I want to make sure that I am doing science in this case, and then I also have to choose the topics to score. All of the science topics are listed here, and so I want to make sure that I have those topics listed that I am going to be scoring. So this is Human Anatomy and Physiology, so I'm going to make sure that life science topics are checked off. Okay, what that does down here, down below, is it's going to make a different spreadsheet for each of the 3 topics that I say I want to score. Okay. Next, I'm going to choose what grade level. I don't need to see all of these grade levels, K through 10, listed. Maybe I just want the 10th grade. All right, and what I see is I see my spreadsheet here for the very first of the the 3 different topics that I'm going to score. Here I got life sciences, structure, function, and information processing. All right, I can notice too that there are some scores here already. So what I'm going to do now is I need to find out which of the learning goals that I want to actually score for. And it doesn't necessarily list out each one, but if I hover over these boxes that have the little I here, eventually they tell me what the learning goal is associated with that column. Okay, so I am going to score this column right here, right there, and so I simply choose a score from the scoring palette up here where I have my different scores. I'm going to select, let's say, a 3, and I am going to start clicking in boxes that are in the rows for students that deserve a 3. Now, if just about everyone in the class was going to score a 3, I might choose to click this down arrow. And what that does is it gives everyone in the class a 3. All right, and then I could go back and I could click on the boxes for just those students that don't deserve a 3. The other thing too, once I have a score selected up here, I can also overwrite other scores. So even though this score was here already, maybe they have taken the assessment again, or they've shown through repeated assessments a different score that they are currently attaining for those particular learning goals. I can simply overwrite them. All right. So scoring a learning goal is that simple. Find the learning goal that you wish to score, select the score from the palette up at the top, and then simply click in the boxes for the students that deserve those scores. There's also the hint too that you can save yourself a little bit of clicking by using the kind of the fill the column arrow that is there. All right, and then go back through and only click or change the scores for the students that don't deserve that score. Now, deleting scores is also just as simple as scoring. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the little trash can up here, and then I'm simply going to click on the boxes that I wish to delete the scores for. I can also use that drop-down arrow if I wish to delete the entire column of scores. And I will do that for Ryan so that he does not come to a grading spreadsheet that has a whole bunch of scores in it. One other thing you might want to keep in mind too is that there is no save. When I am done with my scoring, I simply have to click in the little X up at the top right of my screen and go back to my main Empower desktop screen. Okay, you on the other hand, you should leave your scores there so that we can see what you've done. That is learning how to score a learning goal in Empower.